Hi and welcome back everybody. My name is Missy with Missy Cooking on a Budget. Today, a couple things we want to say first is thank you everybody that has offered up prayers for me. My surgery date was scheduled for tomorrow and has been postponed. I had to go to another doctor and get some further testing, which I did yesterday. So we're probably looking maybe April. I think that's when I don't have a date yet, but that's probably when the closest surgery will be available to me. So I have a whole month to be with you guys, which is really awesome because I was going to miss St. Patty's Day and Easter. So I won't have to skip them now. And again, thank you so much to everybody that has prayed for me. I appreciate that so much. So on one of my videos, I had told you about this recipe box that my daughter-in-law had bring over for me. And so I have taken out 2 recipes from there. And one is blueberry squares, which I've never made before. And the other one is quiche Lorraine, which I used to make quiches back in a few years ago. I don't even know, it's been a long time. It's probably been 15, maybe even closer to 20 years. We used to make them for the church breakfasts. And I love them, and I just stopped making them. I just don't know why. And I'm going to make one this morning, and it's going to be wonderful because I'll be able to eat off that 3-4 days for breakfast. I won't even have to worry about my breakfast. So that is really awesome. And these blueberry squares just looked delicious. So what we're going to do is probably start with the blueberry squares first because there's a couple things we have to do to prep. I already took out, I just bought, I know I could make my own, but I bought a frozen pie crust here. And I've let it unthaw, and we're just gonna, I already preheated my oven to 400. I'm gonna poke that, some fork. I'm gonna poke it with a fork, all in the bottom, and we're just gonna throw it in the oven for about 8 minutes. So we'll get that started. And then over here on my pan, let me bring you down. Oh, my hand is always in you guys' way. Alright, so over here on my pan, now let me go back 1 second, sorry. The pie crust is for the quiche. This pan right here is that this recipe for the blueberry squares calls for 1 can of blueberry pie filling. So I do not have blueberry pie filling, but I had some frozen blueberries, a 16-ounce bag. So we're gonna put them, I started to unthaw them already last night, right in my pan. We're gonna put that on low for right now. I'm gonna start out with, let's say, let's say 2/3 cup of sugar. We're gonna start out with that. I might even, actually I'm only gonna do a 1/2 cup. Let me do 1/2 cup of sugar. And I'm gonna throw in a handful of fresh blueberries. Which I already washed these yesterday. Alright, so we're gonna throw in about a handful. So about a 1/4 cup of fresh blueberries. You don't have to do this, I'm just experimenting, I guess. Oh, let's put them right back where they belong. And that's gonna take probably about 15-20 minutes for this all to kind of meld together and thicken up. Let's see, it's gonna make a whole lot of juice. And I already forgot, let me get a little bit of cornstarch. It's early over here, guys. I'm forgetting what I'm doing. I'm just gonna put in about a tablespoon of cornstarch. That'll help thicken it up a little bit. And that's all I'm going to do. I'm just going to let this, kind of let it do its own thing. While that's reducing and thickening up, we're going to go over to the other counter and start getting our mixture made for our quiche. Okay, I got a little sidetracked there. Everybody, my youngest son FaceTimed me from North Carolina, so I got a little bit off track. But I did a couple things in between. So we still got the pie pressed in the oven, which we're going to take out right now. Because we want to let it cool down now. Oh, it did burst up a little bit, but that ain't gonna hurt nothing. We'll give it a little poke. There we go. I did have to add about a half a cup of water into our blueberry mixture, but that's coming along pretty good. I took some frozen spinach and I microwaved that for about a minute just to get the unthawed a little bit. So we're gonna stay with the quiche. So we're gonna add into this bowl. Don't have my cheese. It's always something I forget to take out. So it calls for a half a pound of grated Swiss cheese. I could not find Swiss cheese at all, which was a little strange, I thought, even in the blocks. So I have 2 pounds of mozzarella. So we're gonna eyeball about a half a pound. So that's a good half a pound. Now, if you want to be specific, you take out your scale and you measure it, but we're not gonna worry about that. We're gonna put in salt and pepper. To your taste. I'm gonna go light on the salt. In this bowl, we're gonna take 5 eggs. 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'm gonna bring you down so you can see what I'm doing. My phone went off again. That was weird. So I don't know how much of that we got. I was doing that the other day too. So all I did was add the cheese. If we didn't see that, add the cheese to the egg mixture. And now I've poured it into my pie crust. You can see that. I don't want to spill. And all we're going to do, I have a baking sheet underneath just in case it overflows. We're going to put it in the oven at that 400 degrees. Oh, about 40 minutes it says. I'm going to start checking it at about 30. Because this is an older recipe, and you know, sometimes when it's older, the ovens are newer and different things like that. And plus I'm using gas. So I'll start checking it at 30. I'll let you know how long it took. And when you put your knife in and it comes out clean, that means the egg and everything is set up. So that's all we're gonna do for that. and then I will start on the blueberry squares. All right, so here we go with our blueberry squares. The first thing it calls for is 3 cups of flour. One, 2, 3. So we got 3 cups of flour in there. And then it calls for 2 sticks of margarine, which I do not have 2 sticks, but I do have the tub of margarine. And so 2 sticks is 1 cup. So we're gonna get that in there. One more scoop. Okay, so there's our 2 sticks. And this is already softened because I leave it out. And I do not have a pastry cutter, so it says take your 2 knives or forks and then keep blending it till it's crumbly. Oh, you know what? We're gonna go back. This is put in all your ingredients. I didn't read all that, sorry guys. So we're gonna need 1.5 cups of sugar in this same bowl. I've never made this before, so we'll see. 1.5 cups. 2 eggs. 1, 2. I got 2 eggs in here. I need to get my baking powder and my vanilla. Hold on 1 second, guys. Okay. 2 teaspoons of baking powder. 2. And 1 teaspoon of vanilla. There we go. And we're gonna just get this all mixed together. Crumbled up, it says. Which just seems just a little strange to me. So we're gonna go down to 1 fork and kind of do it that way. Now, you know the quiche in the oven, that's at 400. This one calls for 350. So I'm not going to put it in until after our quiche has come out. Because I do not want this to over bake. Alright, this is almost together. This is taking a lot out of me today. This is thick. But when I was reading it, it sounded so good. It's a nice night snack, or even a breakfast. Heat this up with a little bit of butter. Okay, that's all combined. So, what we're gonna do is take our what is this? I don't think it fits in that big. Is it 13 by 9? Yeah, it says 13 by 9. I thought it was gonna be a smaller one. All right, let me get my 13 by 9 out. I do not know where my glass one is, so this one, I'm gonna use this one. All right. So we're gonna take half of our mixture. Yeah, I don't think it's gonna fit in that big pan. I'm gonna go back to my smaller pan. I could be wrong, but I don't think I am. So we're gonna take half of our mixture. That's about half. See, that would, no way would that have spread out. I guess I don't really know because I never made it, and maybe it's gonna puff up really big. I don't know. And I've got to spray my pan, so I'm just gonna do it right quick while this is in here. It's not gonna hurt nothing. Really just the corners. We'll slide that. Okay. So I'm just gonna try to spread this out the best that I can. And what the directions say is to press it down. Now this is really, really wet. There's no way we're really gonna be able to press it like with our fingers. It says it makes a crumbly topping, but I mean, I don't see that happening either. But this is what happens when you try new recipes, you learn. Okay. And we're doing this together. I've never done it before, so we'll see if it's a hit or a miss. Just a little bit more here. All right, so I have the bottom of this pan covered. Now it says to take half of our blueberry mixture. And see, I just reduced it down, so now it's got a little syrup, just like the jar, if you buy the jar. And we're gonna use our little Easter spatulas. Those are adorable. So now we're gonna put in half of this. Spread that about. This does smell very good. All right, so we're gonna add a little bit more to here. Then we're gonna take our remaining, there's no space, I got no space. Our remaining mixture, and put that over the top. We need to spread that out also. So this time I'm just doing it by like, almost like little dollops so that I can spread it as I go. Oh, just one of my cats woke up. I would say, I'm not sure, but I don't think, unless this tastes over the top, I probably would not make it again, only because the ingredients to me, not the ingredients, the directions are not adding up to what's coming out here. It says to make it into like a crumble, and it's a wet batter. How can you crumble a wet batter? You cannot. All right, I need to get another utensil. What a mess I'm making today. We're gonna get our spatula thing here. But that's the thing with cooking. It's a hit and miss. Most things that I cook are things that I've been doing for years. So there's never really no surprise to me. Only way they don't come out is if I'm not paying attention and miss an ingredient. Alright, so I'm going to do my best to spread this out. Now it says to add some more on top, some more of your blueberry pie filling. I'm going to follow the directions and add a little bit more. I'm not going to use the rest that's in this pan because it's way too much, way too much. So I'm going to take about half of what's in the pan. Maybe just a little bit more. Okay. Then I'm going to take a sprinkling. Can you hear my little boy crying? I already fed you, baby boy. Sprinkling of sugar on top here. Okay, so this is 350 degrees for 30 to 35 minutes. And I'm gonna wait till our quiche is done because my quiche is on $400. It's 400 degrees. So this is what this looks like before I put it in the oven. I'm going to set it aside, clean up the kitchen, and I will bring you guys back when this is all done. Okay guys, we're back. A few minutes ago, maybe about 8 minutes ago, the quiche was not cooked, but I didn't want my crust to get too brown, so I just added some aluminum foil around it. So we're going to take this off, and that way we do not burn our crust. But this is our finished quiche. Does not look delicious. It's going to be so good. So I've now lowered my temperature. I'm going to put the blueberry cake in there, and we'll let that go 25-30 minutes. We'll check that, and we'll be back to show you that when it's done. Okay, guys, our blueberry thing finally came out of the oven. It's been cooling. Still a little warm to the touch. Let me just show you this. Look at how much. It does look delicious. We don't know how it's going to taste because maybe I shouldn't have altered the pan size because it took, about 50 minutes to cook. And it said it should take 25. But today, because this quiche looks so delicious, I'm going to slice a little tiny piece of that. I'm just going to do a little taste test for you guys today. Alright, I cut a small piece of that. Of course, it's already over here and did not grab me a fork. Alright, so I cut a small piece of the quiche. The crust is so flaky, guys. Ooh. This is so good. Only thing, because I had the cheese, and it's just my own dietary needs, maybe a little bit more pepper and less salt. It's not overly salty, but I don't use a whole lot of salt, so to me, it is. I love it. I'm so glad I come across it again, because I just forgot about how much I like it. All right, so let's try a little piece of this blueberry cake. Oh, blueberry bread it's supposed to be. Okay. So, can you see that? It's got the blueberries all filled in there. I think something like this though does need, oh, it's still so hot. Ooh, just a little pat of butter on there. I think it's gonna help the situation. Butter makes everything better. All right, this is still so hot, I don't even know if I can take a bite of it. So I got my little bit of butter on there. Ooh. It tastes great. To be honest with you, I probably wouldn't follow this recipe because I have other recipes that are way easier than this one, and it comes out the same taste, the same as you're gonna make a blueberry muffin, and a little less stressful and a little less cooking time for sure. But it's worth a try. It was worth a try to come out of that ingredient thing. But this quiche is to die for. And with the quiche, you guys can put anything you like. Whatever you put in an omelet, you can throw in a quiche. So to your own preference. I'm sorry about the light, guys. I got awful light in this house. But again, thank you so much for watching this video. If you liked it, press that like button. Leave me a comment. Any comment, I'll answer you, good or bad. And if you really liked it, subscribe. I'm so excited because I've only been doing this just about 8 weeks. And I've already got 81 subscribers, so I'm pretty excited about that. So, you guys have a great day. I don't know if you can see over here, I got some hamburger going and my onion cubes. I want to make a shepherd's pie nice. I want to make a nice shepherd's pie. Next, I'm going to make a shepherd's pie, which I'm not going to tape, but that's going to be for my husband, and well, for me too. It's going to be our dinner tonight. And I'm making a pretty big one so that way we can share. But again, you guys have a blessed day. Love you all. Appreciate you all. God bless.